Jefferson County Code Law number 2 is now in session and calls number 330654. Case is style of State of Texas versus Belinda Jean James. Ms. James, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Ms. James, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. James, do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Ms. James, you may put your hand down. How you doing, Ms. James?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. James, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Jared Gilthorpe. Attorney Gilthorpe, how are you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
That's good. And state is represented by Attorney Ray Shearer. Again, Mr. Shearer, how are you doing?
Good.
Ms. James, I have before me a document that is titled Information. And before I get to that, Mr. Gilthorpe, do you waive a record in Ms. James' case?
I do.
Okay, thank you. Now, Ms. James, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This information alleges that on or about August 5th of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. Ms. James, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty? Ms. James, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Ms. James, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, Ms. James, there are a set of initials, BJ, that are on a line that is next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of the same document, Ms. James, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Ms. James, is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, Ms. James, there's a signature at the bottom of this document above the line that's titled Defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
There are 2 boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I also have before me a document on paper that is titled Discovery Certification. Ms. James, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Ms. James, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I've just mentioned to you, did your attorney, Mr. Gilthorpe, go over these documents with you?
Yes.
And did you read and understand everything that he went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Ms. James, are you a United States citizen?
I am.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, we would, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No objections? State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Gilthorpe, you have advised and counseled Ms. James. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No.
And Ms. James, your attorney, Mr. Gilthorpe has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Ms. James, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers are freely and voluntarily given. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
And what is that agreement?
The agreement is that Ms. James would serve 180 days in the Jefferson County Jail.
Right.
However, that time would be probated over 12 months.
So much.
She would pay a $1,000 fine and have to do 60 hours of community service.
60. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I saw you looking over there. I was wondering. Okay, now, Ms. James, let's see. Now, this is a Class A, okay, DWI, alcohol concentration. Now, let me ask you this here. Now, she's required to attend the DWI education class
Yes, that would be part of the probation.
Part of, yes. that's
and the
part of
alcohol
awareness.
assessment. And
Correct.
she's also required to install a DWI interlock device in any vehicle that she owns or operate.
She already has the interlock, Judge, and that was not part of our agreement, but because she already has one.
Yeah, but I think she still has to maintain it while she's on probation.
It was as part of our agreement, because she has already had one for such a long time. I don't want to speak for the government, but their position was that they were not requesting a interlock. They would not be part of our agreement.
Yeah, but that's, the law requires, the statute requires, because it's a DWI interlock device. Well, because it's a DWI with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more pursuant to Article 42.8.408, subsection C, states that the co-chair require as a condition of community supervision that a defendant described by subsection B have an interlock device installed on the vehicle owned by the defendant or on the vehicle most regularly driven by the defendant, and that the defendant not operate any motor vehicle unless the vehicle is equipped with that device if it is shown on the trial of the offense that an analysis of a specimen of the defendant blood, breath, or urine showed an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more at the time analysis was performed. So it's mandatory. Now, if, y'all can, put it like this here. If that's, first of all, the court cannot file or disagree the way it is. Now, and because of that, the defendant, if she desires, can withdraw her plea.
May I have a little bit?
Yes. Okay, so Ms. James, let me do this. Now, the state is offering that you serve 180 days, 180 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, that jail time will be probated for 12 months. During the 12-month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $1,000 plus court costs, in this case of $422. This also will require that you pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a year analysis fee of $15 each month, and you'll also be required to pay the Jefferson County DWI education class and initial evaluation fee of $125. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay $50, an additional $50. The total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay while you're on probation, is $205. Okay, do you understand that?
Mhm.
Now, you will also be required to perform 60 hours of community service. You will also be required to attend a DWI education class, attend and complete a DWI education class, and you'll be required to participate in an alcohol or to have an alcohol assessment. Now, you'll also be required to install a DWI interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. Now, let me do this here. Now, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Now, do you still want to go forward with the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
You do. Now, Ms. James, will you be able to pay the $205 each month in monthly installments?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Ms. James, you will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and condition of this probation. Now, do you understand the state's offer
Yes, sir.
and as well as the condition that the statute requires that you have an interlock device on a vehicle that you own or operate? Do you
Yes.
understand that? And do you think that it is a fair offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think, well, and do you accept the offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have reached with the state, with the addition that it should be an interlock device installed on your vehicle either vehicle that you own or operate. I think you say you already have one. And so by statute, that's the requirement. And so, Ms. James, you're gonna stand on the X. Next, I'll follow this agreement.
Okay.
Now, with the stipulation, well, not the stipulation, with the also requirement that you have to install a DWI interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. Now, you're gonna stand on the X next to your attorney. You're gonna follow the directions of our court coordinator. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you. You too.
You're welcome. And Mr. Gilthorpe, once you sign, you'll be free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Court is in session and cause number 331064. Case is style the state of Texas versus Thalia Chavez. We have Ms. Thalia Chavez who's in court. Ms. Chavez, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Julie. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Chavez, you're represented here by your attorney, Attorney Bruce Cobb, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Cobb, can you hear me?
Trying to unmute. There we go. Yes,
Okay,
Your
yeah.
Honor, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, now, Mr. Cobb, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay, Your Honor. I just, apologize for not, I had to be, I was kind of stuck on the bus this morning,
okay.
so I managed
Okay.
to get here and I appear by Zoom, so.
Okay,
uh,
now, Mr. Cobb,
mhm.
what is your announcement in Ms. Chavez case?
Your Honor, I'm going to ask for a reset because I still need discovery and I also need to find out some more about what Ms. Chavez's case is before I could make a announcement. I also,
Okay.
I'm not aware of any plea offer if they made one. So I'd like to find out if they are willing to do that in this case and whether it's look at the proof, see whether or not it's fair.
Okay, so you would, I guess, just get in contact with the DA's office, get in
Right.
contact with the prosecutor that's on the case,
Okay.
and they can give you the information regarding the offer, and you just need to go on the discovery portal to get access. And it's my understanding from talking to Attorney Ray Shearer, who is in court, he said he just granted you the permission to go into the discovery portal on this case.
Okay.
All right.
I've been looking at it and I really need to talk with Ray about some of these other cases so we can get a lot of these people pled. So
Okay.
take care of their cases.
Okay, so we're gonna reset it to November 16th.
Yes,
of,
sir.
2022. Ms. Chavez, your case is gonna be reset to November 16th, 2022. You're gonna get your reset here in court. You're gonna stand over there by our court coordinator on the far end. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And thank you. And Mr. Cobb, your reset
Your Honor.
will be sent to you.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you're free to go and you also have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
You too. You're good.